Hello everyone, today I want to talk about how we need to be sensitive to our partners and how important it is to also not stop by just being sensitive and also by showing action with the aid of empathy. You see, one of the things that is important in relationships and marriage these days is the element of sensitivity. It is very, very important that you are sensitive to your partner's needs and feelings. Your partner also must be sensitive to your feelings and needs. I'm going to give an illustration for you to understand my point very well. I would like to say that there is always a two side to a coin, and that's the same thing that applies to relationship and marriage. There is always a two side to a coin. You see, you cannot directly feel your actions, but one way to feel your action is the reaction of your partner. I'll say that again. You cannot directly feel your action, but someone at the receiving end, the reaction you get from that person is as a result of your actions. My illustration is, let's assume you're driving a car in the night, the dark, you're going to use your headlights, and assume that headlight, is focused on someone. You know what the person will do? The person will try to shield their face. It means that light is not comfortable for them at that time. Now, if you remember what I said initially, that you cannot directly feel your actions, but you can feel it from people's reaction, from your partner's reaction. You see, that light is already making that person uncomfortable. What will the person do? The person will shield his or her face. That is a sign that your action is not positive to that person. And if it is possible, you can adjust your light. And once the person drops his or her hands from his face, then you realize that, okay, something has changed. Now, that's one side. Then the other side is that if you are at the receiving end of that kind of light and you don't show any reaction, you just pretend as if everything is fine, then that person, in the car will assume that everything is all right. That person that did this way, you will know that person is not finding it cool about the light shining to his face. And then a sensitive person who has empathy will dim the light as it drives by. So, but someone who is not sensitive and cannot show empathy will do nothing despite seeing that person's reaction, like, oh, this is affecting my eyes. The person will not do anything about it and he will just drive off. That is someone who lacks empathy and is not sensitive. So I'm going to be addressing two sides of the coin now. This is the side of the action and the side of the reaction. So if your partner does something wrong, or either intentionally or unintentionally, most times unintentionally, react so that the person will know, especially if it is someone that is sensitive and has empathy. That is why at the end of the day, your choice of partner will still be questioned. Because if you end up with someone who is nonchalant, someone who is not sensitive, someone who lacks empathy, then this cannot work. But if you are with someone who has empathy, is sensitive to your needs and feelings, then it is easy to navigate issues in relationships and marriages. Being sensitive is not enough for anything. It is just one step. It shouldn't stop there. It should be followed immediately with action. Oh, sweetheart, I noticed your body language when we were in that particular location. I knew something was wrong. Maybe you are discussing this issue back home, and then you explain, oh, I saw this. What did I say wrong? Or what did I do wrong? That's one side of the coin. And the other side of the coin is that you should explain, try to open up. That's the communication we are talking about. You should explain that, oh, okay, this is what you said that made me feel this way. That is you reacting. Everything in marriage or relationship requires support. If your partner wants to love you, you must support that and accept that love. If your partner wants to show empathy and be sensitive, you also must be open to it. If someone constantly asks you what is wrong or what he or she did wrong and you don't react, there's nothing that person wants to work with. You're just going to be giving that person a lot of room for assumptions, which is not good for the marriage or the relationship. So in this video, I want you to realize there's always a two sides to the coin in any relationship, the side of action and the side of reaction. You cannot say your temperament is to be laid back or be quiet. You have to react, you have to speak up sometimes. And you cannot say that your temperament is of expression, that you can just say anything that you want. You have to regulate what you say. So the two sides of the coin in this video shows that you will not directly feel what you do because you are the one doing it. Just like that illustration I gave earlier. You are in the car. you cannot see the extent of what that light is doing to that person because you are the one behind the action, but you can see the effect of the light in that person's face. So if you are dealing with your partner, pay attention to their body language, pay attention to what they say and things like that. Then don't stop there, you act on it. Because if you intentionally don't act on your partner's needs and feelings, it is a form of emotional and mental abuse, as the case may be. And then maybe you are now gisting with your friends about your partner, something that you have noticed about him or something you have noticed about her. It is wrong. You're supposed to be having that conversation with your partner and not someone else. So be sensitive, show empathy, and that is how you can have a good way to navigate some complexities in marriage or relationship, as the case may be. I'll see you in my next video.